Because these white folks see us as studs. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We thugs and niggas to these motherfuckers.
Tupac Shakur is one of the most iconic rappers ever to be a part of the rap scene. He revolutionized gangster rap, and his influences can still be seen in hip-hop more than 2 decades after his supposed murder.
You was one of them kids looking at Pac when he was up here doing it. Now they looking at you, and it blew me away. It tripped me out. 15 years later, man, I'm doing that same thing Pac was doing.
Did Tupac fake his own death to leave the limelight and escape the many enemies he had created, putting his heart into his lyricism? Or was Tupac fatally shot 4 times, dying from ballistic trauma 6 days after the incident?
Throughout the long and difficult period of Watergate, I have felt it was...
The date is September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tupac attends the Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon fight, deemed the Championship Part 2. As Tupac was leaving the event with Death Row's Suge Knight and his entourage, he became involved in an altercation with Crip member Orlando Anderson. Tupac then left MGM Grand around 8:45 p.m. to head to Club 662. At 11:15 p.m., while at a stoplight on East Flamingo Road, an unknown gunman in a white Cadillac emptied a 14-round 40 caliber clip directly at Tupac and Suge Knight. Tupac was hit 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and 1 time in the thigh. He died at a local hospital 6 days later of cardiac arrest. Who could have killed Tupac Shakur? The key suspect in the investigation was Orlando Anderson. They had just been in a physical altercation hours before his death, and police suspected a gang retaliation. They never found evidence on Orlando, and he was killed in an unrelated shooting a couple years later. Speaking of evidence, the Las Vegas Police Department handled the murder scene very poorly. They were unable to retrieve any fingerprints from the casings of the bullets, mainly because they took so long to block off the scene promptly enough. Cars were running over the casings and displacing them in sewer drains, or where they could not be found. The second theory is that Pac's longtime friend, Gone South, the notorious B.I.G., set up a hit on him for retaliation purposes. They had been feuding back and forth for a while, and many theorists believe that he had some connection, and a retaliation was set up in place, and Big was shot and killed just 6 months later.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Leap hard to creep them Brooklyn streets.
The third theory is that Suge Knight set Tupac up. Rumors that Tupac was leaving Death Row to start his own record label were circulating. Also, he was the driver, and he would know exactly where they would be on the night of the shooting. 14 shots were fired at Pac, but Suge managed to be unscathed. In my opinion though, if you're trying to put a hit on somebody, you don't want to be in the same car as that person in fear of being shot and killed as well.
Just be smart, son, because Tupac not dead. Smart as Tupac not dead.
So the big question, is it possible that Tupac faked his own death to escape the limelight and to be safe from the numerous enemies he had acquired over the years? Many people believe that he paid off the Las Vegas Police Department and escaped to Cuba.
Talking rumors on us, who's the hottest, to be honest. Hip-hop ain't been the same since Tupac moved to Cuba on us. Hey, yo, let's go, nigga. This is what it is. Tupac cut his
What we do know about the death of Tupac Shakur is that a lot of weird things did occur surrounding his death. First, the coroner has him listed at 72 inches tall and 215 pounds in weight, while his driver's license has him at 70 inches tall and 168 pounds. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was later quoted, "In the end, he chose to leave quietly," which can be interpreted however you perceive it, I guess. Suge Knight doubts that the rapper was actually killed.
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
Oh, there you go.
The person who cremated Tupac's body retired afterwards and has not been seen since. Tupac was a huge fan of Niccolo Machiavelli, who was famously quoted, "To fool one's enemies is to fake one's death." Many theorists believe Tupac's autopsy is fake, with the T in Thug Life being filled in and no tattoo of Machiavelli on his right neck. Many pictures and videos of Pac alive have circulated. Many of them are easily photoshopped or sketchy to say the least. There are quite a few that you have to scratch your head and think about for a second though. Tupac was a revolutionary artist who had an unbelievable intelligence level and portrayed himself as a very likable human, even through his gangster rap appearance. I believe a lot of theories have surfaced because people want him still to be alive that bad, and to this day haven't gotten over the death of him. Although very unlikely that Pac accomplished the faking of his own death, I never rule out the possibility of anything.
I can't go until y'all really know what time it is. And then after that, boom, it's all over. And we can see, how this shit fall.